Welcome to the first and very exciting Outdoor Elements 420, Season of 24, Episode 1. As recreational growing has been legalized across much of the country, we are here to solve one simple problem. Make organic outdoor homegrown cannabis simple, accessible, and affordable to all. Averaging between 6 and 10 ounces and delivering anywhere in the country, these kits are bringing the cost of premium organic cannabis down to less than $35 an ounce. What are you waiting for? Pause this video, go to our website now to purchase your Elements 420 all-in-one grow kits today. Second to none, outdoor organic mineral-based living soil will produce the highest quality and most biologically diverse cannabis achievable. It also happens to be the easiest and most affordable way to grow in a sun, wind, and water-only system. Delivered direct to your doorstep, growing cannabis has never been easier. Let's work with nature, not against it. That's the BioSoil way. Let's get into it. Coming to you from our headquarters in Southeast Pennsylvania, Zone 6. I am Farmer Ron.
I'm Josh.
And this is Episode 1, the kit and seed starting. So what are we going to talk about today, Josh?
I don't know, hopefully starting some seeds here since I just got mine in the mail.
We are talking about seed starting today. Our kits come with seeds. It actually comes with, so let's go over the kit. We're gonna go over the kit, we're gonna go over seed starting, we're gonna go over seed starting for beginners, and we're gonna dive into more advanced techniques and other alternative techniques, but we're gonna go over some of the essentials of seed starting. We're gonna go over some of the essentials of our kit, what's actually in the kit, what comes with the kit. It's an all-in-one kit, so everything that you need to grow is in the kit except for sun, wind, and water. These are water-only systems. So let's dive into it. In the kit itself, it's the Elements 420 Grow Kit. We have them both on either side of the bar here up front. You're gonna get 3 bags of soil. That's gonna be 2 bags of Grow Living Soil Plus and 1 bag of Feed Living Soil Plus. You're also going to get a Grassroots Living Soil Fabric grow container, as well as a starter box with a choice of either type 1, type 2, or type 3 cannabis seeds. So let me briefly go into what is the difference between, what is type 1, 2, and 3 cannabis. What is cannabis? Cannabis sativa L is a genus of a plant. It has many different genetic forms, classified into 5 different types, 1 through 5. Type 1 is a THC predominant cultivar, or what is the other name for it? It's a cultivar.
Got me lost, I don't know.
Chemovar. Cultivar and chemovar. They're not called strains. Strains are actually used exclusively for bacteria, which is interesting. So we're going to be using the terminology of cultivar or predominant chemovar. That's the expression of the genetic code for the cannabis seeds. Type 1 is THC. Type 2 is a hybrid, typically CBD dominant. So it's going to have more CBD typically than THC. Type 3 is typically a CBD predominant. Type 4 is a hybrid minor cannabinoid structure, and then type 5 is for industrial hemp. So one of the things that's important to us here at the BioSoil Company is that we're not simply looking to market the educational side of growing cannabis as THC only. We also want to have people explore the benefits of hybrid genetics and also more minor cannabinoids like CBD, CBG, CBN, CBC, other minor cannabinoids that have more perhaps targeted medicinal benefits than simply the THC cannabinoid, which is just one of over 150 or 180. I see different numbers on it, but There's several hundred cannabinoids that have been identified in the cannabis sativa L genus, and we offer a choice of type 1, type 2, or type 3. So that is one of the first things that you're going to be able to decide is what type of cannabis would you be interested in growing. Josh, do you have a preference?
I do. It is the THC for sure. I'm a daily smoker and I like it. Don't get me wrong though, I have recently, since you introduced me to the CBD, have found benefits for it.
Yeah.
So I am a fan of the CBD now as well.
Yeah.
So
I think what's interesting about the CBD, we've been doing several years of research here, is the amount of people who have been exclusively THC users and have really found that the benefits of the CBD for one reason or the next. There's lots of different reasons to do it. I think the biggest would be that it gives you a lot of the medicinal benefits of cannabis in general, such as relaxation or maybe some help with sleep or maybe stress relief, anxiety relief, pain relief, chronic pain relief, but without the psychedelic effects of THC. So I think that there's a lot of benefits to more of the hemp side of the cannabis plant, which hemp, let's define that term while we're at it. Hemp is simply, it's the same plant, it's a cannabis plant, except it has an expression where the expression of the THC is simply less than 0.3% in the genetic makeup. So hemp has been classified as any cannabis plant that simply contains less than 0.3% THC by concentration. All cannabis plants, all plants type 1 through 5 are considered cannabis plants. Then you have different sections within their type 1 through 5 depending on their expression, their genetic expression, the way that they, their genes will express specific cannabinoids in higher concentrations, essentially. So in the kit, we've got a choice of type 1 through 3. We've got a Happy OG is our THC type 1 choice. A Orange Remedy is our type 2 hybrid CBD THC choice, and our type 3 CBD predominant chemovar is an assortment of several different CBD cultivars that we have in stock here, and it'll be sold on a by basis of what's available at the time. So that's kind of what's going on so far. Josh, what do you think about the choices? You know, do you think that that's a good idea that we have and that we're trying to educate and explain, you know, that there's more than just THC cannabis, that cannabis that also includes, you know, kind of all these other ways in which the plant can be kind of used and utilized? Most
definitely. It's great to have the option. And like I said earlier, when I just got my seeds in the mail, and the only reason I didn't, I'm using this same kit, by the way. The only reason I got my own seeds because I got a specific strain that I like and I wanted to give it a go this year.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think it's great to have the choices.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I might do 1 or 2 of them as well.
Yeah. I think that's a great point. I mean, what we're offering in this all-in-one kit is that for the average grower that may not have any experience growing, it's really, which is me, and many of us. It's nice to have everything included in the kit. So now you don't have to go out, you don't have to do the research. You know, we put research into the 3 cultivars that we chose. Well, the 2 cultivars that are stock cultivars for type 1 and type 2, type 3. We've got 6 different cultivars to choose from in there, and we've done research with those as well. But these plants are easy to grow. They've got short flowering windows. They've got a lot of color, which I think is neat. But I think at the end of the day, you know, what's going to be interesting about this experience is you'll probably want to have a variety of plants that you grow. I mean, I think that that's one of the great things about the legalization of recreational growing throughout the states is that most states have legalized 2 to 4 plants per individual. So that's most of the time 4 to 8 plants per household. And it's going to allow you to grow a variety of perhaps not just, say, THC predominant cultivars, but perhaps, you know, maybe you're going to have a THC predominant cultivar, and maybe you're going to have a hybrid cultivar, and maybe you're going to have a CBG predominant cultivar, and that will, you know, your palate per se will be able to expand with that kind of education, that knowledge, and growing a variety of different cannabis plants. So that's kind of what's going on with the selection of the seeds. So with the kits, you're getting 3 bags of soil, 2 grow, 1 feed, a choice of which seed that you want, and then you're also going to be getting 2 seed starting cups. And the soil, this is our proprietary house blend, packaged up in these bags here, enough volume to fill both these cups. And the other is this seed packet with 2 seeds in here. Now the reason that we have 2 seeds in here and we only have 1 bag is kind of for redundancy. Often what I like to do, regardless of what I'm growing, and I grow mostly vegetables. I have a huge vegetable garden, and I'm a huge advocate of healthy eating and growing your own food. Redundancy is really important. So like when I start anything, I will often grow twice of what I expect to want to put in the ground. And then I'll always choose the strongest plant, the strongest genetics from the transplants to start. So the reason that there's 2 seeds in here is that I want everybody to have the opportunity, especially for redundancy, if one doesn't come up per se, there's a problem with one, or you accidentally kill one, or the cat accidentally eats it, or whatever happens. You've got 2 seeds to start. You're gonna choose your strongest plant or your favorite plant, whichever one you might wanna grow, and put in the 1 container. So we've got 2 seed starting cups, 2 seeds, seed starting soil. This is our seed starting kit. And then we've got 3 bags of soil and a living soil container in the kit. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, so I'm about to, either this evening or tomorrow evening, I'm about to start my seeds.
Yep.
Can we run through it? What the best way to do it is?
Perfect, absolutely perfect. So we did a bunch of different experiments this year. We actually did 8 different experiments using not just the basic directions that we're going to have included with each kit, which I would recommend everybody follow, at least for your first time. I think that after your first time, it would make more sense to start adding in these other elements that may improve, say, the expression, genetic expression, whether it's THC concentrations or CBD concentrations or yield. This basic kit with the basic instructions are going to be applicable for everybody, and especially directed and targeted for the first-time grower. So for the first-time grower, and we've found this already in our experiments here, this is actually the start of our hemp farm. So we're located in Southeast Pennsylvania, and we have a permitted hemp grow this year in Southeast PA. This is going to be located at Sunset Hill Brewery in Gilbertsville, PA. There's going to be a lot of educational opportunities there, and we're also going to be running through a lot of production at that facility. So there's going to be a good opportunity to come out, see us, try Sunset Hill, ranked #1 best new brewery in the state last year. It's a really great environment. We're making it into this great agro-tourism hotspot moving forward. We did a few different experiments this year, and what we confirmed was, as we're putting in our instructions, we're gonna fill up these cups with the soil. Actually, before we fill up these cups with the soil media, this is a very important step. The bag of our seed starting mix is going to be dry or mostly dry. It's not gonna have the proper moisture in order to start your seeds. So the best practice for seed starting always is to pre-moisten this seed starter mix. So what I would recommend is putting this seed starting mix in some type of container, a bowl, a bucket, doesn't really matter, and slowly adding water and mixing it around until it's thoroughly soaked, so that all of it has the same moisture. Now the moisture level that you're going for is where you can take a handful of the soil, squeeze it in a fist, and barely get any water coming out. So that's why you're gonna wanna incrementally add water in there, mix it around, get it really nice and mixed, and then pick up a handful, squeeze it, see if you can get any water out. Do that over 2, 3, 4, 5 different steps and you won't overwater it. If you've overwatered it, the best way to deal with that is actually to put a little bit of the starter mix on the side so that you can add in a little bit of dry starter mix to then absorb some of the excess moisture.
Makes sense.
So that's one thing you can do as well, but it's really simple to do as long as you incrementally do it. So you're gonna take the mix, you're gonna moisten it appropriately, then you're gonna fill the containers. So we're gonna take the mix, we're gonna moisten it, we're gonna fill the containers to the brim, we're gonna take our seeds, we're going to, the rule of thumb typically is that you wanna bury any seed to the depth of its size. So if the seed is 1/4 inch tall, you want to bury it 1/4 inch under the soil. So it'll be 1/4 inch of soil, then it'll be the seed, which will be about 1/4 inch tall.
Okay.
For these cannabis seeds, they're probably 1/8 of an inch.
Yes, like that.
It will not hurt to bury these 1/4 of an inch deep either. The benefit of doing that, 1/4 inch to 1/8 inch deep, will be a little bit deeper, will retain more moisture. You'll have to worry about moisture control a little bit less than you will if it's closer to the surface. The closer it is to the surface, the more you're gonna have to be on top of maintaining the correct moisture environment for the seed to break ground. So quick recap, soil mix,
Yep.
slowly moisten it, fill your cups, bury the seeds in there about 1/4 to 1/8 inch deep. Put your seed in there, lightly cover the soil, the seed back up, and then lightly pat it so that you have now created a firm environment around the seed. So as you've created that hole for the seed, you're gonna have these air voids. And the reason the best practice is that we're gonna lightly firm the soil down around it is that we're gonna reduce and eliminate any air pockets around that seed, which is gonna create problems for that seed germinating and starting off properly.
Okay. So then once that's in, seeds planted, where do I want to put this at? Outside, inside, in a windowsill? Yep. What do you got for me there?
Yep, so now I've got 2 containers, like these containers here. We've got seeds in these already. The best practice in most environments is gonna be to put these inside in some type of enclosed environment, like you may be able to use like a plastic bag.
Okay.
Put a plastic bag over these, out of direct sunlight.
Oh, well, like take a Ziploc and flip it upside down
Take a
over it?
Ziploc,
Okay.
maybe use some saran wrap. The reason is that the seeds need moisture for the first several days until they break the surface. They need consistent moisture.
Okay.
Letting them dry out too much can risk to poorer results. So by keeping them somewhat closed, you're essentially raising the humidity in that environment. You're lessening the opportunity to have that dry out as quickly, and you're going to increase your probability of having success with germination. So what we did, I have these seed starting humidity domes that we used over our containers. For the seeds that we direct sowed this year, I had these humidity domes over our seeds, and I'll spray the inside of this dome too to create humidity in there. And then I will lightly mist or lightly add a little bit of water to where the seed was planted at least once a day, best night and day.
Okay.
So let's recap again real quick. We're gonna bury our seed about 1/8 to 1/4 inch deep. Yep. We're gonna lightly cover it with soil, firm the soil down to take away any air pockets. We're gonna actually add a little bit more water to settle all the soil onto there. I forgot to mention that earlier. And then we're gonna try to create an environment around these until they sprout that holds in the humidity, holds in the moisture,
yep,
and prevents them from drying out within the first 1 to 4 days. So what we found in our trials this year using our seed starting mix is that the seeds that we planted directly in our soil in that way, using this humidity dome, we've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This one's coming up, 11. This one's coming up too. Anyway, they're almost all coming up. This is they were planted Sunday. This is what, Wednesday?
Yep.
So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. In 3 days,
wow,
we've had almost everything break the surface. It looks like we've got really good germination on the seeds so far. I don't see any that aren't coming up yet. So yeah, that's basically in a nutshell the seed starting process.
Okay, well, that's good. I look forward to getting mine started.
Yep, cool. So these 2.5 by 2.5 inch seed starting containers, our plants are going to be in here for the next, I would say, 2 to 4 weeks. They can stay in these containers.
Okay.
So our system is start your seeds about a month later, 4 weeks after you start your seeds. You can transplant them into the system, and 4 weeks after that is a top dress, 4 weeks after that is a top dress, and then several months after that is going to be your harvest, drying, and then you're going to have your flowers. So it's a really simple, straightforward process. That's seed starting. Let's see, what else we're going to talk about today. I think
Are we going to get into transplant today or next time?
transplanting is going to be a later episode. We really wanted to focus on what was involved in the kit, and then we're going to do either a weekly or bi-weekly kind of update of what's going on, what the progress looks like of the transplant of the seeds, and then update kind of everybody on what steps are necessary at what time, how we keep these things alive, what are the best practices in order to keep these alive and keep them going. So that's about it. Now, one of the things that we are gonna, one of the sections of these episodes we're gonna have are Q&As. In the Q&As, what we're gonna do is answer questions. I think to start off at least, we're gonna answer the highest supported, thumbs up or hearts, however, whatever platform this is being shown on, get supported for those questions. So if you have a question, put it in the comments. If you wanna support a question, you've already see it down there, support that comment. That'll help float it to the top and help us identify it. We're gonna have a section where we're answering questions from the audience. So put your questions down below. Like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to our channel. Thanks for tuning in. This episode was brought to you by the BioSoil Company, reconnecting with nature through soil health, plant health, human health. That's the BioSoil way. Thanks for tuning in. See you on the next one.
Can't wait to take the journey with y'all. I'm doing it with you. Let's get the kits.
Let's get it going. See you on the next one.